Kia ora, good evening. The effects of the proposed restructure at the Department of Conservation could be lessened with the announcement DOC will receive an extra $20 million over the next 4 years. 140 positions were to go, but Conservation Minister Nick Smith has announced a budget top-up that could reduce redundancies to 80. The additional $20 million is tagged for extra frontline staff and upgrading recreational facilities. The top-up was deliberately announced early following concerns raised in consultation on DOC's restructuring. The funding injection can now be taken into account before DOC finalises its restructure plans. The extra funding will take DOC's total budget for 2013 to 14 to $338 million. Two changes to the jury system, including streamlining jury service selection and protecting the safety and privacy of jurors, came into effect yesterday, the beginning of Privacy Week. People can now apply to be permanently excused from jury duty due to disability or for health reasons, and those aged over 65 can also request to be permanently excused. An average of 22,000 people over 65 have been excused from jury service each year. It's hoped tightening access to jurors' personal details will improve safety with their addresses now removed from jury panel lists. Access will be limited to police prosecutors, Crown and court-appointed lawyers. The Invercargill City Council's Environmental Department is implementing a new food control plan to ensure a high standard of food hygiene through the city food retailers. Hunter Andrews spoke to Council Manager for Environmental Health, John Youngson.
The old regime, we did inspections, which was, how can I explain, it was like coming into a food premises and it would be a ticked box. So it would be, have you got a food, a freezer? And it would, yes we have, and it would tick the box. But under the new regime it would be really looking at the temperature control and the cleanliness of that freezer, so that, and the critical element there would be temperature control, so it would be really looking at that aspect rather than just ticking the box that you've got a freezer.
And how encouraged are you by the response by food retailers?
Oh great, no, we've got good response, and I think the positive aspect of it, it's getting away from the old inspection regime to working with businesses to make it a success. So we want to really target the elements of that are risk to their premises or to their business and work on that, and so that we're helping them with their business, not seen as the inspector coming around.
How common are problems with food retailers within Invercargill?
Yeah. No, I think generally in Invercargill we're pretty good here. We don't have a major issue. We would have a few premises that we put on our high risk category. But we don't, luckily we haven't had many food poisonings here. In fact, since I've been here, we haven't had any within the city.
I guess we're all food inspectors, aren't we, in a way? Yep. What is how vigilant are the public in getting in touch with you? Is it an even mix between you being alerted and the public alerting you?
Yeah, the public are very quick to alert us if they've had a poor food experience. So, and that's often what will drive us, and will categorise a food premises to being low or high risk. So if we get a lot of complaints, they'll probably go into high risk until we look at what's going on there.
Same standards for everyone, from a large multinational brand to the small corner sausage roll sandwich shop?
Yep, definitely. Obviously the bigger the turnover, the bigger premises, then the more controls have got to go in there. But yep, the same standards.
11 New Zealand citizens swore allegiance to Her Majesty the Queen at a ceremony this morning at the Invercargill City Council chambers. Prior to taking the oaths and affirmations, Invercargill Mayor Tim Shadbolt noted that when he first became Mayor of Invercargill 2 decades ago, there was just one such ceremony held a year in the city. Now there's one every month. Mr Shadbolt says that this reflects the healthy and growing multiculturalism in the city and region as a whole. The new citizens include 2 South Africans, an American, 2 Filipino, a Pakistani and 5 from the United Kingdom.
Been down here for about 7.5 years and had joined the Multicultural Council in my early days in Invercargill, and am now standing as the Vice President of Multicultural Council, Southland Multicultural Council.
Of all the countries in the world, you're obviously from South Africa, of all the countries in the world, what made you choose New Zealand?
The fact that I was tired of the crime in South Africa, and after a couple of nasty things happening there, I decided it was time to move on and get out of there. and having family in New Zealand was my obvious choice.
I think you're going to exercise all your rights as a citizen.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah. I did some voting too before this one anyway, because, yeah.
And what do you think of New Zealand and Southland in particular? Is it a good place to call home?
Oh, yeah, it is really a good place to live, especially in Invercargill, even it's cold, but yeah, I really enjoy living in Invercargill. Yeah.
Staying with us, still to come, bank staff volunteer their labour to help a good cause. Welcome back. There may be change in the wind for the region's Agency for Economic and Community Development, Venture Southland. A proposal has been made that could see the organisation become a council-controlled organisation, or CCO. If this happens, the contributing local authorities would retain control of half or more of the votes on Venture's board, or have the right to appoint half or more of Venture's directors or trustees. At present, Venture is made up of a joint committee of councils and is a unit of local government. As a CCO, Venture would have more autonomy reclassified under the Companies Act. Staff from a local bank had a paid day off, swapping currency and calculators for shovels and scrub cutters, volunteering labour in the Catlins. 20 staff from ANZ worked gravelling paths, planting, weeding and cutting back scrub at Curio Bay's Walkway project today as part of a staff volunteer program to help non-profit organisations. Around 15 hectares of land is being developed into a community-owned walkway, linking living forest to its 170 million-year-old predecessor, the petrified forest. The South Catlins Development and Environmental Charitable Trust have almost completed the first in a number of projects.
When we were planning this project, the people working with us suggested that if ever this piece of bush came on the market, that we should try to buy it, because it's a replica of the living forest that is lying fossilised on the other side of the road in the petrified forest area at Curio Bay. And we plan to have panels throughout the track giving information about the bush or about the trees, the forest, plus also recognising companies and people who have helped us with donations for this project. This is part of a bigger project with the Curio Bay camping ground. We're working with District Council and DOC to get a wastewater system put in. We've been working on that for quite a long time, and we now need funding to help us achieve that. And when that's done, we plan to build a visitor centre shop at the camping ground, information centre as well, of course, and upgrade the facilities on the camping ground. The facilities that are there now were never built to cater for the numbers that are coming to Curio Bay.
A new roundabout on the corner of Tay Street and Racecourse Road was originally to be finished in April, but has been pushed out by a month. Over 40 crashes have been reported at the intersection in the past decade, with almost half resulting in injury. It's hoped the new roundabout will reduce speeds and ease traffic congestion. Simon Underwood of the New Zealand Transport Agency says Invercargill City Council's stormwater pipeline component of the job is progressing slower than expected, but NZTA is on track to complete the job by the end of May. The cost of building the new roundabout is around $850,000. 10 Invercargill restaurants are showcasing food, wine, entertainment and art over the coming weeks as part of the Southland Festival of the Arts. I spoke to Graham Hawkes of the Vibrant Restaurant Group, who says Southland restaurants produce as good as the best in the world, and Invers on a Plate brings together a unique blend.
Each restaurant's matched itself within a Central Otago winery. They are matching the wines with the dishes, so they're picking out their very best as well. In fact, some have brought cellar wines out to match with the actual Invers on a Plate dishes. So the restaurants will actually have another menu to offer their guests during this period, which will be the Invers on a Plate with the dishes matched to the wines.
So it's not just the wine and food though, there's another element as well.
Absolutely, and that's why we've joined up with the Festival of the Arts, which is a fantastic event in itself. We've become one more part of that because each restaurant has a resident and artist, an artist in residence as well.
As far as food goes as art, are we aware of that so much in Invercargill, do you think?
Never before have we managed, and I guess this is a bit of a chefy thing, because we believe that the only true form of art is really food, because that actually uses all your senses. You know, it's quite hard to chew a Picasso. So this is a great first, really, for us. No, it's never been included in a Festival of Arts. In fact, it's never been included in a Festival of the Arts throughout the country. This is a first.
Coming up in sport, a convincing win by Southern Steel. That's after the weather next. From the news team, good night.